the surprise entrant, a random run-in, an unannounced appearance. The WWE Universe loves a great comeback. For all the Shawn Michaels and Hulk Hogan comebacks, there have been a few under-the-radar ones that deserve a little more credit for being spectacular. Watch as legends return, extend careers, and provide fans with mark-out moments. Plan your own comeback to this channel and click subscribe. You'll join our notification squad and be the first to know of new content. Ric Flair. During the early 1990s, Ric Flair had a run-in in the WWE consisting of a great Royal Rumble match, a fun feud with Macho Man Randy Savage, and a few dust-ups with other WWE greats like Bret Hart. Flair then left the WWE to wrestle in WCW until the company was purchased by Vince McMahon in 2001. Many people thought Flair would return to the fold during the WCW Invasion angle. He didn't make his big comeback until the night after the Invasion ended. As Vince McMahon was congratulating Kurt Angle for saving his company, the two were interrupted by Ric Flair. The crowd went nuts as Flair announced his return and the fact that he was now a co-owner of the WWE with Vince. Flair did great in an authority position, but it was clear he wanted to wrestle again, and he did. The following WrestleMania, Flair competed against The Undertaker in a bloodbath of a match which helped earn him a spot on the regular roster. Flair would go on to join Evolution with Triple H, Randy Orton, and Batista. During this time, he won multiple championships including the tag team titles and Intercontinental title. The comeback lasted until WrestleMania 24 when Shawn Michaels forced him into retirement. Goldust. It's hard to imagine a time where Goldust was not performing in the WWE through the last 20 years. He may not have been main eventing marquee pay-per-view events, but Goldust has been a consistent performer who only seems to get better with age. One of his newest comebacks in the WWE occurred back in 2013 after Triple H fired Cody Rhodes. Goldust took the opportunity to return and step up for his little brother. He took on Randy Orton in a match to earn Cody his WWE contract back. Despite the losing effort, Goldust put on a great match, entertaining fans and providing a lot of close finishes. Eventually, Cody and Goldust were both allowed back into the company as they teamed up and started a feud with The Shield. Winning his first championship in nearly 11 years, Goldust captured the tag team titles with Cody and the two had a brief run-in with the belts. They battled multiple teams, including the Usos and New Age Outlaws. Goldust is now back to singles competition on WWE Raw, proving he truly still does have the golden touch, and not just a bunch of old ring rust. Mr. Perfect. No pun intended, but Mr. Perfect was truly the perfect WWE gimmick back in the 1980s and 1990s. Alright, fine, it was totally intended. His vignettes were put together and showcased him performing crazy feats in all types of athletic conditions. In the ring, Mr. Perfect excelled as a performer and had a lot of classic feuds against superstars like Hulk Hogan and Bret Hart. This is why it was so exciting that his return was announced in the weeks leading up to the 2002 Royal Rumble. Entering at number 25, the crowd went nuts as he came out in his signature singlet and carried his signature towel with him. It was like he hadn't aged at all, and he stepped into the ring with Stone Cold Steve Austin and Triple H. He was a part of Final 3 competitors in the Royal Rumble, and this helped him spark short feuds with WWE superstars like Stone Cold Steve Austin and Rob Van Dam. Although he wasn't able to capture another championship, he put on good matches for the company. His comeback probably could have lasted longer if it wasn't for a fight with Brock Lesnar during the company's infamous plane ride from hell. Now his son, Curtis Axel, is a current member of the WWE roster as the Miz's lackey. Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin's recent return to the WWE should have been bigger, once again showing he's one of the most underrated wrestlers of all time. Benjamin can compete with the best of them, and he has showcased through both singles and tag team competition. He started out on the world's greatest tag team, winning the championship with Charlie Haas, before branching out on his own and winning multiple titles including the Intercontinental Championship. After leaving the WWE in 2010, he spent several years working for various wrestling companies before being brought back into the fold in 2017. Shelton's return to the WWE occurred on an episode of SmackDown Live. His return was teased months earlier, but got delayed because of a shoulder surgery he needed. The whole return finally took place during a backstage segment where Chad Gable got introduced to Shelton as his new tag team partner by Daniel Bryan. The backstage video had very little fanfare, but it was his in-ring return which got fans really excited. 1 week later, Benjamin teamed with Gable to take on Ascension. The gold standard lived up to his name, performing some great double teams and really bringing some new energy to SmackDown's tag team division. Trish Stratus. After retiring from the ring, many people point to WrestleMania 27 as a comeback for Trish Stratus. While that was a big moment and a great way to promote her role on Tough Enough, that was not the first comeback for the retired diva and celebrated women's champion. During a holiday episode of WWE Raw back in 2008, John Cena asked Santa for one wish, and it was to have a tag team partner for his mixed tag team against Santino Marella and Beth Phoenix. After a little teasing, Cena's partner was revealed to be Stratus. What made this comeback even more special was the fact that it took place in Trish's home country of Canada. Cena and Santino wrestled for a good part of the beginning of the match, up until Trish and Beth were tagged in. The crowd gave her a standing ovation before she started showcasing some of her classic moves. Like giving a Christmas present to the WWE Universe, Trish delivered a huge kick to Beth Phoenix's skull and helped Cena set up an attitude adjustment on Santino for the pinfall victory. It was a great Raw match, made even better thanks to the enthusiastic Canadian crowd. Wow, we have some great WWE comebacks, but first here's a trivia question. Stay tuned until the end to see the answer. During an episode of Old School Raw in 2014, which former WWE star made his triumphant return after nearly 2 decades away from the company? The Hurricane. When WWE purchased WCW, one of the superstars to come along for the transition was Shane Helms. Instead of going back to his 3-count boy band gimmicks, Helms came up with a whole new character based on his love for comic books. Enter the Hurricane. The superhero gimmick was fun and lasted for several years until he abandoned it to become a serious cruiserweight contender by the name of Gregory Helms. Helms spent years competing in the SmackDown Cruiserweight division until he was drafted to the ECW roster. On an episode of ECW on Sci-Fi, the Hurricane made his triumphant return by attacking wrestler Paul Burchill. The two battled for a few weeks until the Hurricane moved on to other opponents like Zack Ryder. The Hurricane's return was great to see, as the WWE never really had a successful hero gimmick besides him. Matt Striker's commentary during the return added even more emotion. It's just too bad it wasn't saved for a bigger show like SmackDown or Raw, rather than the little-watched ECW. Then maybe Hurricane would have gotten a bigger following for his return and saw more success in the WWE roster. Big Bossman. During the late 1980s and 1990s, the WWE was known for introducing a lot of larger-than-life characters. This included Earthquake, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, the Warlord, the Mountie, and of course Big Bossman. Big Bossman was a police officer on a mission to wreak havoc in the WWE. He did so in several feuds against big names like Mr. Perfect and Hulk Hogan. After leaving for WCW, many people didn't hear much about him until 1998. When Vince McMahon was involved in a heated feud with Stone Cold Steve Austin, he decided to bring in a special security guard. The guard wore a bulletproof vest and ski mask on his face to conceal his identity. During the main event of Raw, the guard made his way to the ring, clobbered Austin with a nightstick, and removed his mask to reveal the Big Boss Man was back. With The Undertaker and Kane also in the ring, it kind of took away from the huge reveal. The Big Boss Man not only had new gear, but a whole new attitude. He would go on to have some crazy feuds with The Big Show and Al Snow among others, as he kidnapped animals, dragged caskets, and was hung from Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania. The Big Show. The Big Show had some huge matches, but WrestleMania has always been a little disappointing for the superstar. One of his many WrestleMania losses came at WrestleMania 20 in the United States title match against John Cena. In the month following WrestleMania, The Big Show was sick of losing and threatened to quit SmackDown if he lost to Eddie Guerrero. Well, Guerrero won, Big Show quit, and he threw Kurt Angle off the ledge on the way out. Fans hadn't heard anything from The Big Show for months, but he found the perfect opportunity to make his comeback to SmackDown. He was secretly reinstated by SmackDown GM Teddy Long and decided to make a surprise appearance. During a lumberjack main event that pitted Angle against Guerrero, The Big Show rushed to the ring when the whole match turned into chaos. He launched people over the top rope, delivered multiple chokeslams, and made sure to get his hands on Kurt Angle. The Big Show proved he was still an unstoppable monster in the WWE. It was a great moment for the star and helped lead to an eventual WWE Championship match against JBL in a barbed wire steel cage match. Daniel Bryan. The summer of 2010 really belonged to the Nexus. Being led by Wade Barrett, the faction made waves in the WWE by interfering in matches, causing problems, and setting their sights on John Cena. There was one person missing from the group at the time, and it was Daniel Bryan. Bryan had been fired from the WWE a few months earlier after choking WWE announcer Justin Roberts using his own necktie. Fans speculated when or if Bryan would return, and the 2010 SummerSlam pay-per-view was the perfect time for it. The main event of the pay-per-view featured Team Nexus against Team WWE. After The Miz quit Team WWE, John Cena decided to replace him with a surprise superstar. It ended up being Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan got the chance to showcase his skills in the ring, but the large match and appearance by Bret Hart took a little steam away from his big comeback. It still didn't stop fans from connecting with him, and he went on a journey to become the undisputed WWE Champion. Coming back to a marquee event like this was huge for Bryan and would be his first of a few comebacks. The New Age Outlaws. New Age Outlaws sparked a big comeback in 2014. Oh, you didn't know? You better call somebody! The New Age Outlaws helped define the Attitude Era with their tag team action and their formation in D-Generation X. After spending years in other promotions like TNA, Billy Gunn and Road Dogg were hired back into WWE as road agents. It wasn't enough for them as they got an itch to return to the ring. At the 2014 Old School Raw, the duo accompanied CM Punk during his match against The Shield. Their official comeback match was at a house show, meaning no fans could watch it on TV. Even though the comeback wasn't broadcast, the duo got a shot at the Tag Team Championship just a few weeks later. They defeated the Rhodes Brothers to win the title and would go on to face The Shield in a 6-man tag match at WrestleMania with Kane by their side. After The Shield squashed them, it was pretty much the end for the reunion. But it was fun while it lasted. Thanks to another title victory, the New Age Outlaws cemented their legacy as one of the greatest tag teams of all time. Thanks for watching. Now it's time for the trivia answer. Jake the Snake Roberts made his return to WWE ring action by helping CM Punk attack The Shield. Of course, Roberts also had his trusty Python by his side for the great moment. Wow, there you have it. What comeback do you think was the greatest? Are there any we missed? Who should come back to the WWE next? If anyone says CM Punk, let's just say we hear you, but that ain't gonna happen. Let us know in the comments section below. Don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to the Sports Star on YouTube so you can stay up to date with our awesome videos.